this channel. I truly appreciate you. And if you're new here and you enjoy whispered true crime, please consider subscribing to the channel. I post 2 times a week, on Monday and Thursday at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. I recommend using headphones if you would like to hear the gentle mic brushing. Before we get to tonight's case, please make sure that you are subscribed, and please leave it a like if you don't mind. Thank you very much. So tonight we are traveling on over to England. Shout out to all my friends in England. Tonight's case took place in Havant, Hampshire, England, in July of 2022. And this is the case of 27-year-old Shay Groves. So, let me start out by giving you a little information about Shay. Ever since her childhood, she was always seen as quite different from the other girls. She dressed differently. She had different interests. She was unique, and she stood out from the crowd. It was said that while everyone else was dressed in bright colors, she would always be found in black or dark clothing. She was also fascinated with Chucky from the horror movie, so much so that she even nicknamed one of her friends Chucky, after the doll. As she got older, she didn't socialize as much as she used to. She mainly spent her time with 2 friends in particular, and it was said of her that she was actually quite a bully and a manipulator of these friends, especially towards one of them who was named Lauren. It seemed that Lauren always had a hard time making friends, and so she would listen to whatever Shay told her. Now, Shay became a single mother of a young daughter, and she seemed from her Instagram pictures to be leading a pretty, happy, normal life with her young daughter. There was a photo of her baking cakes with her daughter in the kitchen. And from the looks of it, you would just think that they are a regular, everyday, loving mother-daughter pair. Which perhaps they were. I don't have any reason to say there were any issues between her and her daughter. And in fact, I'm not really sure if her daughter lived with her, if she had custody, or what the deal was. I couldn't find that out. But anyway, by the year 2020, Shay started changing. She started getting lots and lots and lots and lots of tattoos, like collection of knives that she showcased in a coffin-shaped bookcase. She had a Celtic dagger. She had traditional knives. She had a Viking axe. She had a BB gun stored in a drawer. She also had a collection of coffee cups decorated for true crime as well. She was definitely what you would call a true crime junkie, okay? She was really obsessed with the genre. And in addition to her obsession with true crime, she was also obsessed with BDSM. Not surprising, right? So, one day in 2022, she met a 25-year-old man at a pub. His name was Frankie Fitzgerald. He was a father of 2 children, and they really hit it off. Apparently, he was also interested in BDSM, and it was said that she really, I guess, had a great chemistry with him and enjoyed her time with him in the bedroom, if you know what I mean. And because of this, she became highly possessive of him. They had a relationship that would last for approximately 6 months. And their activities were rather risky, if you ask me. They were doing what's known as knife play, and they were using the knives that she had in her collection. One of which was decorated with Chucky, and one of which was decorated with Pennywise. She also had a video camera set up at the foot of the bed to record what they were doing. I believe he knew about that. Now let's move to the date of the crime. On July 17th, 2022. Shay somehow came to realize that Frankie had been messaging with a 13-year-old girl on Instagram. Now, it turns out that this girl was actually 17. And Frankie had actually blocked her on Instagram. He was not really talking with her. But she didn't know those details, okay? She just thought that this was a 13-year-old and he was getting into it with her, you know? So she became extremely jealous. That night, when Frankie went to sleep, she got out her Celtic dagger and she slit his throat. Then she proceeded to stab him in the chest 17 times until he was sadly dead. After she did that, she called up her friend Vicky. She laughed and she sent Vicky a photo of Frankie in his current condition, and she said, quote, "I've done him," end quote. And then I guess she sat around thinking about what she was going to do next. She started cleaning up the scene. She came up with a plan to create a video force her that night as well, and that is why she had to kill him. Self-defense. Now, don't get me wrong. She was not trying to make this video and say that this is what happened on the night of the murder. No. She was just trying to make a video to show a pattern from the past, okay? Anyway, Vicky decided to call the police. Good thinking. So the police showed up, and Shay came to the door in her pink bathrobe, smoking a cigarette. The police noticed the smell of bleach in the air. They came in, and of course, there was Frankie. So, they arrested her, and they also arrested her friend, Lauren. The same Lauren that I mentioned before, the one that she was always manipulating. Lauren lived with her, and Lauren was there. So they arrested Lauren as well. Now, Lauren was charged with failing to comply with a Section 49 notice to disclose the key to protected information, specifically failing to give detectives the PIN number for her mobile phone. So, I don't know whatever became of Lauren's charge, whether they just, ultimately let her go after she gave them the PIN, or what the deal was. Now, of course, Shay pled self-defense. She said she had to kill him because he threatened her life. So, the case went to trial. She explained to the court that she was in an abusive relationship with Frankie and that he had raped her. She played for them some footage. Towards the end of the footage, you could hear him saying, quote, "That was a little bit rapey, wasn't it?" You wouldn't have said that if you were really forcing somebody. But I guess she didn't notice that, but the jury noticed. She also claimed that the night when he was killed, they had been drinking and using cocaine, and things were very volatile at the time. She explained how she had checked his phone before bed and had noticed the exchange from the 13-year-old girl. Quote, "I was straight away angry, upset, and confused. It tipped me over the edge." She told the court that she threatened to put one of the videos in which she said she was raped online and go to the police. So she threatened to manipulate him, and she's telling that to the court. Quote, "It made him really angry. His whole demeanor and body language changed. You could see it in his eyes. He was so raged. He grabbed me by the throat and pinned me to the bed on the headboard. I couldn't breathe, even cough or scream. My eyes were streaming and going blurry. I genuinely feared for my life. I reached out to grab an object off the bookshelf and hit him in the throat." Her attorney asked her what she grabbed, and she said, quote, "The dagger. I hit him in the neck. When he stopped moving, there was bubbling and a weird noise coming out of his neck. I realized what I'd done. I'd killed him. I tried to stop Shay had bipolar disorder and PTSD. She told them that she was abused as a child sexually, and she suffered nightmares and flashbacks and had engaged in self-harm for a long time. She said she had a, quote, dark and twisted sense of humor, liked watching murder documentaries, and said the pictures of serial killers on her bedroom walls were aimed to shock people. Now, according to the prosecution, quote, the Crown say that the defendant, by reading about and watching murder documentaries, she was familiar with crime scenes, how to create a false narrative, and how to set up a false alibi. She deliberately set up a false narrative of being abused by Frankie Fitzgerald, a false alibi she sent to Vicky Baytub, and was cleaning the crime scene, having watched these documentaries. Next, there was a victim impact statement read by Frankie's mother, Rosanna. She described him as, quote, the shining light, a kind and beautiful person. Frankie had a large amount of friends and family, and the news has left us all devastated, end quote. His father, Barry, said that the family has been broken by his killing. Quote, he had his life in front of him. This was snatched away, and I'm not sure we'll ever get over this, end quote. Shay Groves was sentenced to 23 years to life, and the judge said that she was a, quote, manipulative, possessive, and jealous woman. The judge also said that Shay and Frankie's relationship had a dangerous dynamic and was marked by rough sex, cocaine, and alcohol. Quote, you lost your temper and acted upon impulse. You loved the man you killed, and you killed the man you loved, end quote. And that is the case. What do you think? I will tell you some of my thoughts. First of all, rest in peace to Frankie Fitzgerald. He was only 25 years old. What a horrible tragedy. My heart goes out to his family, his parents, his children, his friends. Unfortunately for him, he got himself into a relationship with a monster. Now, the question that might be on your mind is, did true crime make her do this? Was it all that true crime that she was watching and reading? Did that make her a murderer? Well, I will say absolutely not. First of all, it could be like one of those what came first, the chicken or the egg scenarios, you know. Was she a natural-born killer, and that's why she liked watching true crime? Or did true crime make her a killer? So, first off, you don't know which one it is, but I don't think it's either of those. I think we are talking about a person who was already evil before she got into the true crime genre. she had mental illness. She had personality disorder. She was a manipulator. She was a bully. She was into a lot of violent stuff. And she killed him because she was drinking alcohol and using cocaine. And then she found out something that made her insanely jealous. So there you go. That is why she killed Frankie. That is why. Okay, forget about the true crime. Watching true crime is not what caused this. And I'm not just being defensive because I make true crime. That has nothing to do with it, trust me. I'm just saying. It's pretty clear. Now, what about the BDSM, someone might say? Does that have something to do with this? Well, not really, because he was asleep when this happened, you know? It wasn't as if she murdered him during a, violent sexual act. So, yeah, I mean, I don't think we have to really put too much thought into this one. I think she is where she needs to be right now. It was said that she had smiled when the verdict was read. I'm not sure what that is all about. But I imagine that England is a safer place for now with her off the streets.